I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the common errors that I see with square roots from students sometimes. Sometimes when we know these pitfalls, we know what to avoid. So sometimes people just sort of get confused about what square root is. And instead of taking the square root, they actually square it, okay? And they get 81, okay? So this would be what you want to try to avoid. The other thing that I sometimes see with square root is that people will think of it as half, or even sometimes as, divide by 4. But neither of these will come up with the right answer. So again, always think about square root as you're given the area and you want to know what those side lengths are. All right, so square root 9 would be 3. And even, with other numbers, like, sometimes something like square root 32, it seems that some people just really want to take that and say that it's 32 divided by 2. Like if they see 16 there, they find that irresistible to select, say, on a test. But remember that this is not the way to go there, okay? Square root 32 would be somewhere between 25 and 36, a little closer to 36. Let's say approximately 5.7. The other thing, say sometimes these things are put into words. Say you're asked to square 4. Well, because we've been doing so much work with square roots, people often interpret this as square root 4 and they say the answer is 2. But this is not correct. When I'm asked to square 4, it's telling me to square it, okay? Which means multiply it by itself. 4 times 4 is 16. So again, when the language is squaring, that means multiply by itself. When it's square root, I would say square root 4, and then you would be fine to find the square root of 4 like that. Okay, so just pay attention to the language there with some of these questions. The other thing I see a lot here, you'll be given questions, area questions. So say you're given the area of a square is 25, and it'll ask you to find what the perimeter is. And usually people will go about this 2 different ways. They'll say square root 25 equals 5, and they say they're done. But they still haven't found the perimeter. They've gone a long ways of getting there. They knew that their side length was 5, but remember, to find the perimeter, you then have to take those 5s and add them together. Or you can just multiply by 4. See, there's 4 of them. And your perimeter is 20 then. Okay. So make sure that you read the questions, you understand what's being asked. If it's a perimeter question, you need to add up all the sides, okay, once you find your side length. So hopefully that helps you avoid some of these pitfalls, avoid some of these errors. Best of luck solving these square root problems. Thanks for listening.